Welcome to Sports News. Nigeria's representative in the International Olympic Committee, IOC, Habu Gumel, has been re-elected the president of the Nigeria Olympic Committee at the elections of the body held in Asaba, Delta State today. Gumel beat incumbent President Sani Ndanusa by 19 to 17 votes to reclaim the position he lost to him in 2010. Tunde Pt.4 also needed the narrowest of margins to beat a former Secretary Banji Oladapo to retain his Secretary General seat. Major General Johnny Hamakin beat off other contenders like former Olympian Enefiok Udobong, Taekwondo Federation President George Ashiru, and Dan Adokie to keep his place on the committee as Deputy Secretary, while Tony Ubani remains the Public Relations Officer of the body. The newly elected executive are expected to pilot the affairs of the Nigerian Olympic Committee for the next 4 years. In international soccer, Sepp Blatter will have to give up his position as a member of the International Olympic Committee at the end of 2016, even if he retains his position as president of FIFA next year. The 78-year-old was appointed an IOC member in 1999, shortly after becoming head of football's world governing body, and will be forced to step aside when he reaches the mandatory retirement age of 80. This follows the publication of Agenda 2020, which did not recommend an automatic extension for the age limit for members beyond the age of 70. And in tennis, Roger Federer has recovered from his back injury and will play in the Davis Cup final, which starts tomorrow. Federer will play France's Gaël Monfils in Friday's second singles tie as Switzerland travel to Lille. Last Sunday, the 17th-time Grand Slam champion withdrew from the ATP World Tour final against Novak Djokovic because of his back problem. The 33-year-old is joined in the Swiss team by Stan Wawrinka, despite their row at the London tournament. Game, set and match on Sports News, and it's back to Sulai with the rest of the news at 10.
Well, on the foreign scene, the UN Human Rights Commissioner has confirmed that an average of 13 people have been killed daily in eastern Ukraine since September the 5th ceasefire came into place. Here is Cynthia Are with more.
Well, thanks a lot, Tulai. In the 8 weeks since the shaky truce came into force, the UN says 957 people have been killed amid continuing violations on both sides. The Commissioner's report describes a total breakdown of law and order in rebel-held Donetsk and Luhansk. It also highlights credible allegations of abuses by government forces. Also today, North Korea has threatened to conduct a nuclear test in response to a United Nations move towards a probe into the country's human rights violations. Its foreign ministry accused the United States of orchestrating a recent UN resolution calling for the investigation. Then another 3 feet of snow is expected to hit parts of northeastern U.S. after a massive snowstorm left at least 7 people dead in New York State on Wednesday. Weather-related deaths were also reported in New Hampshire and Michigan. And finally, 3 South African police officers have been suspended for allegedly not helping a suspected thief who was beaten by a mob and later died. The incident, captured on video, showed some residents in Delft, a Cape Town township, attacking a man. 2 police officers were also seen walking past the victim, as reported by a local radio station. And that's the foreign news wrap-up. It's back to you, Sulai.
Well, many thanks, Cynthia. And the main news again. It was commotion at the National Assembly today after police attempted to prevent lawmakers from gaining access into the complex. Several members of the House, however, scaled the locked gate despite tear gas fired by the police and forced their way into the chambers. Senate President David Mack has ordered the closure of the House until Tuesday. Members of the House of Representatives have ignored the Senate President's order and instead held an executive session where they threw out President Jonathan's request for emergency elongation in the northeast states. And about 1,000 people have been killed in Ukraine despite the 2-month-old ceasefire between pro-Russian rebels and government. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. We thank you for watching, but it would seem that some of us, if not everyone, has some, skills somehow. Well, we'll leave you with scenes from the National Assembly with some of our lawmakers showing some amazing acrobatic skills, one you would have never imagined. Have a blessed night.
How many people will they kill? Oh? How many people will they kill? Oh?